we don't intentionally treat people bad. We don't intentionally overwork people.
No.
We don't intentionally have bad processes. Like some of the most basic things I do for my people is ask them, what is your biggest frustration?
Yeah.
One of my people is like, I don't have an F key on my keyboard. An F key. How long have you not had an F key?
Oh, I was like, is that a metaphor?
No,
or
it's
truly not an F
literally
key?
an F key.
Oh, okay.
Haven't had one for years.
Oh.
Buy a new keyboard. Like, if that's your biggest frustration in life, get a new keyboard. But nobody had asked her, what causes you frustration every day? And she was so meek and quiet. She never stepped up and said, I need a new keyboard.
You know what's interesting? So relating to that, so on my, it's true. No one ever asked, how are you doing?
Yeah.
Are we providing everything you need to do your job well? Are you happy? So I put a quote on LinkedIn. Heath Ledger had posted, the dearly departed Heath Ledger, may you rest in peace, just an incredible mind and just how he worked his artistry and also struggled with internal demons and internal things that he was going through mindfully. But he said something in this quote. It was like, people ask for your resume, what you've done, blah, blah, blah. But very rarely, and if ever, does anyone ask if you're happy?
Right.
And I've always attributed my 20-year career successful in HR of terminating people. I've always asked in the termination. It always began because my director, my mentor of HR told me this. Always ask in the termination interview, are you happy?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
And it's helped in creating that, but
yeah,
that's another conversation. But that it's true. Like you don't get asked those things.
No. And it's funny because no matter what organization I'm in, I tell people, complain to me. I love it.
Yeah.
Please come and complain.
Yeah.
And it makes other people uncomfortable because then they say, well, you're just setting up an environment for people to bitch. Well, those type of people, you can get around that. You give them a chance, they unload, and then you say, okay, I can't apologize for things I haven't done. We're either going to get better or you're going to be miserable. There's nothing I can do. You got to let history go. But what I have found when I invite people to complain to me is I'm able to create efficiencies. I'm able to fix problems. And people come to me at Park University. People come to me and say, I know you're not the right person, but I know you'll solve my problem. Who do I need to go to for this? And so I'm able to fix things because people know it's safe to complain. I love it.
Mindfulness-based practices and applications always say in order for, even in stress reduction, the stress reduction clinic through the University of Massachusetts, John Kabat-Zinn would talk about these things. Like, the best way of reducing stress is by confronting your fears. Just embrace what is there and evaluate it, move forward with it, like deal with it. And I think that's something in those you're going to get complaints. Absolutely. And in HR, you and I have been in, it's like, it doesn't matter if it's going to be in an email after somebody puts up a pride flag. It's like, this goes against my values. I'm a Christian. Right. Whatever the case may be. We don't want to, no offense to Christians, but those emails do pop up on Pride Month. But, it's, being able to, create those atmospheres where it's safe to be able to show this. I forgot my train of thought with that, but it is true. Yeah. It's true.
Well, and at my former organization that I'm at, I had a student. I mean, she just came and unloaded on me, and she was unhappy with class and the book and the instructor and blah, blah, blah. And I kept giving her resolution options.
Yeah.
And I just kept trying. And she kept complaining. And so finally I just looked her in the eye and said, there's nothing more I can do. Like, you're not happy. I'm never going to make you happy. This is something you need to work through. She was pissed. Like, called me a horrible name, walked out of my office. And I'm like, can't win them all. 2 days later, she came in my office and I thought, oh, here we go, round two. And she said, I went home and told my husband what a horrible person you were. And he said, well, it's kind of true.
Oh,
you kind of are a miserable person sometimes. She started taking
So she kicked him out.
She
took 2 days.
She started taking classes and working on herself. And it was that mindfulness. And really trying to change her mindset from the world is against me and everybody is horrible. And I mean, in her defense, she was a hard driving female in the Army. that I know constantly had to prove herself, was constantly having to prove that she belonged. But there was a point where it was like, we're accepting you, calm down.
Yeah.
And, but it took someone saying to her face, like, I can't do anything more for you.
Yeah, it does. So whenever you know those complaints are going to happen, you need to embrace them. So why not just face them?
Yeah.
Why not head them off at the pass? That's always been my thing. Like, head them off at the pass.
Yeah.
It kind of creates that proactive approach to your people leadership
Yeah.
and engagement.
Yeah. And it gives me opportunities to then go to people who say they lead other people to say, do you know that your people are not happy because of this or that? And so it creates an environment where I can coach other leaders. And I'm so fortunate because I'm able to have those conversations and that level of trust to say, I care about you so much. I need to share this with you.
Yeah.